Hello, welcome. I'm Danica. This yoga practice is all about stabilizing your SI joint. So we're going to use a block and a strap to help align our SI joint, and then we're going to strengthen the surrounding muscles so that every step you take doesn't feel like a precarious disaster waiting to happen. So when you're ready, gather your things and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to come down onto our back, but have your block within reaching distance. And then come on down to your back, bending the knees, bringing the feet to the floor, maybe a little bit wider than your hips so your knees can tent in towards each other. Resting your hands on your lower belly, lift your elbows up and bring them out wide to give some space for your shoulders to relax. Finding some space between your chin and your chest. And let's take a few breaths to arrive here to our practice. Deep breath in through the nose. And slow breath out of the mouth. A few more times. See if your inhale can reach down into your lower belly, maybe even into the back of your body. Last one. Then we're going to grab a hold of that block, heel toe your feet in towards each other, and bring your heels as close to your seat as you comfortably can. And then we'll take our block on the skinny side and place it between your thighs. And then hug the thighs in towards each other. So really squeezing the block with your legs. Resting your arms down by your side with the palms facing the floor. As you inhale, press into the heels, lifting the hips up, squeezing the block the whole time. And then as you exhale, lower back down. So keep moving with your own breath, your own pace, but maintain that focus on squeezing the blocks more than the height of your hips. So I'm sure you can feel your glutes firing up, your inner thighs firing up, and that's great. That's helping to strengthen the glutes, which helps stabilize the pelvis, which helps stabilize the SI joint. So even if this is the only move that you are able to do, this is a great one to do every day to stabilize that SI joint. Notice if you have any tendencies to kind of soften and stop squeezing the block. That's okay, that's very common. But when you notice it, without judgment, just get right back to it, hugging in that block. Let's do 2 more. And the next time that your hips come up, we'll hold in our bridge pose, squeezing the legs in towards each other. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, lower the hips back down. And we'll remove the block and set it off to the side for now. So we're going to roll over onto our side, onto our right side, and we'll rest our head in our right hand. And let's line our body up with the edge of the mat. So your body's in a really straight line. And then we'll bring the legs forward towards the front corner of the mat. So our goal here is to keep these hips stacked, keep the core engaged. And you can keep your hands on your hips if that helps to notice if your hips are sliding forward or backwards, or you can keep it in front of you for more stability. Flex the feet. On your inhale, you're going to lift that left leg up. And as you exhale, like you were squeezing the block again between the thighs, lower the leg back down. So you're lifting and then actively lowering. We'll do a few of these at your own pace. I'm sure you can feel it in your glutes. If you can't now, you will in a second. 5 more. Last 2. Last 1. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to keep this going, but this time the heels are going to touch and the toes are pointing away from each other, so you have a little V going on with your feet. On your inhale, you're going to lift from the toes up and exhale, the heel lowers. Inhale the toes up. You can point or flex the feet, whatever feels better for you here. So you have that outer rotation happening from the hip socket. And you don't need to go that far, that's okay. This is pretty hard, so maintaining the hips stacked. We're just strengthening those glutes. I'm sure you feel it. I know I do. Let's do 2 more. And lower down. You're doing great. If you're still here, you're doing great. Even if you have to stop early, you're doing great. You're here. Toes together, heels apart. So now you have the inner rotation from the hip socket. As you inhale, lift from the heel. Exhale, the toes come back together. Inhale the heel, still squeezing that block as the toes come together. Few more. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Okay. Last little bit here. We won't do as many. We are going to do what we just did, but put it all together. So we're going to outer rotate the hips so the heels are together, toes are apart. Lift the toes up. Inner rotate so the toes come back together and the heels are apart. And then lift from the heel, rotate, lower from the heel. Lift with the toes, rotate, lower with the toes. So it's a little weird triangle. Let's do 2 more. And we're done. We did it. Whew. Okay, let's go ahead and push ourselves up. And we're going to make our way into a tabletop. Hands and knees. Bring the knees just a little bit wider than your hips and start to take your hips down towards the heels and around in a big circle. Should feel really good on that glutes stuff that we just worked. Reverse the direction. And then come into your tabletop. Bring your knees a little bit wider, toes touch, sink down into your child's pose, walking the hands forward, melting the heart down. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, we'll lift back up. And we're going to make our way down onto our left side this time. Do the opposite leg. Maybe this one will be more fun. Maybe it'll be easier for you. So first we're lining our body up with the back of the mat. And then bring the feet forward towards the front corner. Stacking the hips. Try to maintain this. It's hard, but that's the goal. Or you can have your hands in front of you for stability. So flexing the feet. As you inhale, lift that top leg up. Exhale, squeeze the block between the thighs. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. So you might notice that you have more or less mobility on this side. and that's normal, that's okay. If you have less mobility, less movement, don't force it. Just go to what is comfortable for you and know that we're really working the glutes more than we are doing anything else. There's no need to be anywhere other than where you are today. Last few. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're doing great. How's this side feel? Do you like the regular leg lifts, or do you like when we outer rotate the hips? I would love to know. I don't like this one as much. I can tell I have very little mobility, and that's okay. This is hard. Heels together, toes apart. We're lifting with the toes and then squeezing the heel back down. Inhale the toes up and exhale lower down. Move at your own pace. Keeping that breath strong, it helps. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Okay, toes together, heels apart. Now we're gonna have that inner rotation from the hip socket, lifting with the heel, lowering the toe. This side is so much harder for me. Is it easier for you? I'd love to know. Way less mobility. It's like a totally different body. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's time for the triangles. Heels together, toes apart. Lift with the toes, rotate, lower with the toes. Inhale from the heel, rotate, lower from the heel. Toes, rotate, toes down. Last 2. Last 1. And we're done. We're done. Roll onto your belly. Press yourself up. And let's take those hip circles one more time. Reversing the direction. And this time, keeping the knees together, sink the hips towards your heels and lower down into a different kind of child's pose. You can stack your hands and rest your head on your hands. Breathing into the back of your body. And when you're ready, we'll push ourselves back on up so that we can grab a hold of our strap and make our way down onto our back again. So with your strap or your rolled up towel, we are going to loop the left foot with the strap. And you want to have it more towards the ball of the feet rather than right in the middle so that you can pull your toes towards you so your heel will naturally point up towards the sky. You can slide your hands down the strap. So this is more of a passive stretch than an active one. You can choose to keep your right foot on the floor, or you can extend the leg long. Take one more deep breath here. And then we'll cross the left ankle over the right knee. So your right knee is bent again, foot on the floor, coming into a figure 4 shape. Depending on how your SI joint is feeling today, this might be enough for you. If you have anything going on, I would stay here, keeping the foot flexed. Just allow your knee to fall away from your body without pushing or pulling or tugging. If you want to take it a bit further, you can draw the whole shape in towards your body, gently pressing your knee away with your elbow, and still keeping this foot flexed so your knee is still lining up with your second toe. But we want to make sure that when we're in this figure 4 or pigeon, the rotation is coming from the hip, never the knee. If you feel it in your knee, you've gone too far. We'll be here for a couple more breaths. And then we'll uncross the leg, grab a hold of your strap, loop the right ball of the foot with the strap. You can slide your hands down the strap a little bit, pulling your toes towards your body, letting your heel just naturally stretch up towards the sky. And then choose what to do with your left leg. You can extend it long or you can keep it bent. It doesn't need to look the same as the other side. And breathe. Really imagine and think of that right femur bone sinking down into your hips. So grounding energy here. Just a few more breaths. And in your own time, making your way back into your figure 4 shape on this side. This side will feel different, so choose whether to stay planted with the left foot or hug the whole shape in towards your body. But remember that rotation is from the hip, not the knee. If you feel you have less rotation here, then stay here. Keeping that right foot flexed. Soften the muscles in the face and the jaw. Relax your shoulders. Taking one more breath. Uncrossing the legs, hug both knees in towards your body and gently rock from side to side. Think of elongating your tailbone down towards the mat while still hugging the knees in towards your body. Just allows us to get a little bit more of a stretch in the glutes. which I'm sure need it. When you're ready, we're going to drop the knees down on the right side, stacked. Stack the hips, stack the knees, reaching the left arm back behind you. Do whatever feels good on your neck with your head. So you can look back towards your left hand, or you can keep looking up towards the sky. Breathing into the whole body. So breathe into the places that feel restricted in the twist. Using your inhale to lift the knees back through center. Hug them in for one breath, neutralizing the spine. And then we'll drop our knees down on the left side, reaching the right arm back behind you. Full body breaths. Last deep breath in. And slow breath out. Inhale your knees back through center. Taking any final movements that you need before we make our way into a minute or two of Shavasana together, a minute or two of stillness and silence. So you can keep your knees bent if that feels better on your lower back, or you can extend the legs long, letting your feet flop away from each other. Finding that space between your chin and your chest. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let your whole body relax. Begin to deepen your breath. Finding little movements to wake the body back up again. Interlacing the fingers, reach the arms up over the head, full body stretch. Rolling over onto one side and resting in your fetal position for a moment. And in your own time, pushing yourself up into a comfortable seat. Closing the eyes, try to stay in this meditative state of mind. Inhale the shoulders up towards the ears. And exhale, roll them down the back. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, roll them down the back. Just taking a moment to notice how you feel. Giving yourself the gratitude you deserve for showing up for yourself today. Gently blinking the eyes open. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me. I hope that it helped. I hope that it was fun, and I hope that we get to practice again together soon. If you like this practice, consider subscribing. I would love to have you here. Thanks again. Namaste.